Hey guys, Rakil here again, and in this video I want to cover one of the recent Reddit posts made by Ryan MacArthur, who is the engagement and core gameplay producer over at DICE. This post was titled Bring Your Company on an Ever-Changing Journey Across the Tides of War and covers the whole entire Tides of War system and how DICE is going to not only implement new content over time, but also how you can customize your own company. Now this video should be a shorter one, a little bit more informal, as I cover this Reddit post and talk about everything that Ryan talks about. So the first thing they talk about is customizing your company and seeing it evolve over time. So essentially for every faction in the war, which it is confirmed in this post, there will only be two factions when the game is released, the British and the Germans. So, and this will be taking over place of the fall of Europe. So everything is going to be taking place during the very beginning of the war, and what I imagine will be everything before, everything basically up to the fall of France. So, you'll have two companies, one per faction. Each will contain a set number of soldiers, vehicles, and aircraft. And with all these things, you'll be able to have a variety of different customization options. The classes, which have been confirmed before, are the four that we're very familiar with: medic, scout, support, and assault. And all of these have a variety of different customizations that are available. You can alter their appearance by changing aspects like outfits, gender, helmets, skin color, and war paint. You can, of course, also change your loadouts to best suit your upcoming fight. So not only can you choose your weapons, but you can also customize these weapons as well with things such as skins, receivers, stocks, barrels, muzzles, and more. This also goes for vehicles. You can customize your vehicles with paint jobs, sandbags, leaf camos. In the trailer we saw things such as logs, horses' heads, all sorts of crazy things like that. All these things you can use to help you stand out and also bring personalization to your gameplay. So as you play the game, you'll be able to progress with your company, you'll be able to unlock more customization options and more abilities, and you'll be able to use these companies in both multiplayer and the cooperative combined arms. And what you do in combined arms and in multiplayer will grant you XP that goes to leveling your company. Also, as you gain XP, what's been talked about, some of these different play options of characters, you'll be able to unlock new archetypes for your soldier classes. An archetype is a class specialization designed to fit a particular playstyle. So in Battlefield 4, you can think of it like this, where you had your scout class, and you could play your scout class like a sniper with your sniper rifle, but you could also play the scout class with a carbine. You could play the scout class with a shotgun and be more upfront. There's a variety of different ways that you could play the classes, and I think they're going to try to emphasize this with these archetypes. So, for example, you may be able to choose from the engineer or the machine gunner archetype for support. What was really interesting in this post is that they also made mention of exotic archetypes. I'm sure this has been mentioned before. This is just kind of like the first official announcement, I believe, of this. The example that they gave was the paratrooper recon, a scout that uses stealth and silence weaponry to take out enemies. So not only will there be these archetypes for these different classes, but you'll also have exotic archetypes that I imagine will take a lot of work to unlock, or you might be able to unlock them through other methods. So your company will go along with your journey throughout the whole entire Tides of War. In this post, they posted an image describing what will be a part of the Tides of War in terms of rewards. They say new vehicles, new weapons, timed events, dog tags and emblems, face paint, soldier skins, and weapon skins. All these things will be rewards tied to the Tides of War. And they say that they'll use content, soldiers, visuals, and narrative to immerse our players deeper into the gameplay. So we can expect all these things to not only carry forward in the Tides of War as we go from event to event to event, but the new things will be introduced as well. So, as was mentioned before, the first thing that will be coming out with Battlefield will be the Fall of Europe. And that will span several months, and they'll be filled with timed events. These can include multi-week grand operations, special assignments, and new missions. There'll be timed events, there'll be timed rewards, all this fun stuff. Over time, they've also announced that they'll be introducing new experiences and new introductions to the Tides of War every few months. So we can expect new factions to be introduced, and I imagine that they're just going to cover the war from a time perspective, so advance through the years, and so it might be a while before we see the Americans join in. I imagine the first faction that we do see join in after the British and the Germans will probably be the Russians. I could be ignorant, and it could be something else. That's just what I'm imagining, but I think we'll not only see new factions introduced, but we'll see returns to older factions as we cover these larger battles and these larger parts of the war. And in the last part of the post, they talk about how there's no premium pass. All this is going to be completely free. And one thing they're committed to, especially after this whole entire fiasco with Battlefront 2, they're very committed to making sure that all the rewards won't affect gameplay at all. There'll be no unfair gameplay advantages, and everything will be purely cosmetic. But yeah. Sorry, this is just a quicker video, a little more informal and everything. Just wanted to cover this really quickly. It was a really cool post made. Helps to clear up some stuff around the Tides of War. Once again, there wasn't really anything too new introduced with this that we didn't already know before. I guess the big thing was that it's been confirmed that there are only 2 factions being introduced with the game. And that's kind of disappointing, but I understand why they're doing it. So yeah, really cool. Looking forward to the game, looking forward to this new Tides of War experience. If you liked the video, go ahead and press the like button. If you didn't like it, dislike, whatever you're feeling like, you go for it. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about Tides of War, what you want to see, what factions you want to see introduced, and how do you want the Tides of War implemented, and what might be your concerns. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be updated about new videos that are launched. And thanks, guys. This is Rakil, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya.